Michelle and her husband ran a daycare. They did it for love and not much money. And word got around, they turned no children down, even when their parents couldn't pay. And sometimes their friends would tell them, you know, you can't do business this way. But they would both smile and gently respond, we're just trying to live as though there really is a God. A woman with 2 kids, her name was Suzanne. She dropped off her children every morning. She never once paid, and at first that was okay. But after a while, Michelle felt used. And then one day, Suzanne and her kids just disappeared. Michelle and her daycare got ripped off. Fine, thanks for living as though there really is a God. Not long after that, Michelle was praying one night when this picture of Suzanne just flashed into her mind. And then this thought came out of nowhere that said, find out where Suzanne lives and take a bag of groceries to her kids. Well, at first Michelle thought, no way, she ripped me off, why should I be kind? Every time she prayed, Suzanne came to her mind. So she finally thought, all right, and she took those groceries by. There was no one at the door. She left the groceries on the porch. A year or so later, Michelle was driving a couple of towns away one day, when to her surprise, some children caught her eye. And sure enough, it was Suzanne's kids. Well, at first Michelle was tempted to just keep driving on. Something deep inside said, stop. Things like this happen when there really is a God. Well, the kids were glad to see Michelle, and they gave her great big hugs. They said, Michelle, come see where we live now. And Suzanne was at the door. She said, Michelle, I'm glad you've come. Can I get you some coffee? Please sit down. And then she said, Michelle, I'm sorry, I never paid your bill. And you probably won't believe me, but I promise you I will. And I'd really like to tell you why things happened as they did. Michelle said there's no need, but Suzanne said, let me please. She told her, you see, I was married to a very angry man. He took all I had, I took his abuse. And then he just took off. I was evicted with 2 hungry kids. I had no one that I could turn to. And I'm not proud of what I'm going to tell you now, but I was so hopeless and desperate that I pawned my wedding ring and I bought myself a gun and a plan to take my life and the lives of both my sons. As I was driving home from the pawn shop, I cried out, hey God, if you're really there, I need to know now. And God, I'm not messing around. And As I pulled into the drive, there were 2 huge bags of groceries on my porch. And Michelle, you probably think I'm odd, but those groceries proved to me there really is a God. And believing God was with her, Suzanne was not alone. She grabbed the yellow pages and called the church up on the phone. And she said from that day forward, it's like I've had a brand new life. And Michelle, well, she never mentioned who brought those groceries by. Michelle and her husband run a daycare. They do it for love, not much money. And sometimes their friends all tell them, you know, you can't do business this way. They both smile and gently respond, we're just trying to live as though there really is a God.